All right, folks, should be live for some Saturday morning league action. Doing old Flying Fat Kids Crazy Fun League for a T-Jack course. So Flying Fat Kids League, T-Jack's course, Platform Golf from TGL. Really cool. I saw T-Jack put this out. I've been looking forward to checking it out. So kind of almost two birds, one stone here, playing not only the course which I want to do, but also playing Flying Fat Kids League too. So although that's a win-win, from what I hear, this course is. I'm gonna turn on my laser. This course is brutal. Definitely some sandy shores type of vibes, from what I can tell. Probably, if I had to guess, from what other people are saying, one of those that really, really cool that it exists. Kind of like sandy shores, but maybe not going back to it a ton. Besides, I was reading the description and it said the red tees were the only ones they don't have forced carry. And then he said that I don't know if T-Jack will pop in this, but he said that the greens, what did it say? The greens were designed after a world famous course. It was like saying like try to guess. So I don't know. If the greens are brutal with a ton of break, it could be like Georgia Golf Club. I don't know, but maybe like I'm thinking probably one of like the top 10 courses between like. My hands are sore. Probably Pebble, Sodgrass, Georgia. One of those, I bet. Oh man, I'm sore. Started a new program, a new month. Course is a monster. No OB, just rehits. Good luck. Appreciate it, Whiskey Rich. So I was just about to say, I'm really sore. Basically, the program that I do, that I follow, it changes basically the style of your workout in terms of like what you're doing every single 3 to 4 weeks. And they're scheduled for, you're supposed to do them Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but I basically do them every single day, probably 5, 6, 7 days a week. So I basically do 2 weeks over the course of 1 week. Anyways, the program changed. So now, yesterday was kind of brutal. I don't know if you're sore, better play layup today, just because you can't leave anything short of your distances. So that's what I was kind of getting into, Whiskey Rich. I think today's just kind of to play this because I wanted to do it anyways, but kind of get the body moving because I'm pretty sore. So honestly, I don't think may not even hit driver the whole time. I may just do like 3-wood and especially if it's narrow, like target golf type of stuff. I might just do, unless it's like a force carry, hybrid and 3-wood. But maybe Toast if you're tuning in, or maybe you're going to watch the replay. Toast is a big workout guy. He's jacked, so he would appreciate this. But I would say probably about 90% of I've gone through these programs. I think this is like my second or third time going through all of them. 90% of them are typical, like bodybuilding, I guess, just workout splits between like push-pull, like you do like back by, leg shoulders, a lot of that kind of stuff. So this one doesn't sound crazy, but this month we are doing push and then pull. However, yesterday for the first push, it was chest, shoulders, and quads, which is one of those random things which you don't usually associate with, but the whole point of this kind of workout philosophy is it's supposed to be every 3 weeks to a month, but I do it in like 2 to 3 weeks. Anyways, you're supposed to just change up how you work out because your body just gets used to anything if you do it for long enough. But all I have to say, my upper body, mainly my shoulders are fried. Use a lot of shoulders doing chest. Shoulders are fried, and I did legs right before that, the day before, because the last program ended on legs and triceps. So I did legs, and then the very next day I was doing quads again. But this is just going to be, it was a really good workout, so it's kind of a double-edged sword between, feel pretty sore today, however it was a good workout, so. Today's just going to be swing easy and hopefully have some decent golf tonight with old Big Dog for our scramble. Tough course, played layup shots on my round 2, too much carry and second shots in my game. You should be fine. Okay, so basically, I mean, it seems, I think I only ever played Sandy Shores maybe twice. I think I maybe did it once on the sim, and I think that was one of them I did when I was testing out the swing stick. So I was like, this is the toughest course I know if I can like play well here, kind of thing. I think when I did it, I was just playing it dumb and just hitting driver. But realistically, if you want to play well at these courses and actually not lose a bunch of balls, you probably have to just really not hit driver, at least for me. So I may just leave it there. But as long as apparently you can carry it a little bit for some force carry, it seems like. Basically an iron player's course. One other thing I wanted to mention, old Big Dog, I said I want to have some good golf. We're playing our scramble tonight. Try to always play well. I played like crap with C-Drum, and he played out of his mind. I think that was the best I've ever seen C-Drum play. We haven't played together a ton, but in terms of when I've played with him, he just really didn't miss. He was just hitting like insane shot after insane shot after insane shot. And I feel like the only ones that he did kind of miss were the ones where I actually hit a halfway decent shot for like 10% of the time, and he could just kind of do whatever he wanted, so he didn't care. But anyways, in terms of Big Dog, speaking about being sore, that guy did a live stream yesterday. I don't know if any of you saw it. His handle is the Big Dog NZ. I tried to add his channel to every single comment section and description after I'm done with him. Anyways, he streamed for 6 hours. I don't know how many holes he played, but he played for 6 hours straight, and he looked at his GC3 after, he hit like 690 balls or something over 6 hours. And I think his ankle was already bothering him. He said his hands were tore up. We'll see how he's hitting them. I'm sure pretty good, but we'll see how he's feeling tonight. The guy's a maniac. The swing doesn't feel bad right now if I just swing easy. I mean, these balls, I like the way that they play in the game, launching them high. I don't love them in the sim just because they spin up my screen. That's probably more of a me and my setup issue. But I just wish they would be honestly perfect if for me they were a little bit firmer just for driver. I feel like I overcompress them. Some of them feel like they're literally like getting flattened on the face. I wish they were a little bit higher compression. And I wish that it just must be the not even the dimples. It could be some of the dimples, but I think it's just the cover. Urethane, I think it's just more of a premium, cost more to make type of cover. It doesn't last as long kind of thing. I think it just spins way more. I don't know if they have any way to get these ionomer covers or however you say it just to spin more. So I really like these balls though. They feel good. They literally go dead straight. But if I could just get a little bit more out of them with driver, and then just be able to, I love the high launch. If they would just spin on top of that, that would be awesome. What's up, CJ? How's the game been feeling? I don't know, up and down, like everyone else. Hasn't been, I think overall I was playing pretty bad like a month ago. I would say it's better now. Watching from work again. Toast, go back like 5 minutes. I was just saying my new. I don't want to repeat it all. Go back like 5 minutes. I was just talking about the new workout I just started. I said, for anyone watching, if Toast, if you're watching, unless you already heard it, but unless Toast is watching and watching the replay, because you're probably the only person that cares about what my workout was. Lobwedge climbs the screen in my sim with those. Yeah. So I guess that's what I'm saying, Boogeyman. Like, I like how they result. If they spun a little bit more, it'd be even better. But I like how they just launch high and they come down pretty soft in terms of GSPro. It's just what they do when they come flying back off the screen. Seems like a couple people. Oh, that's not even close to straight. I turned the laser on, but I never fixed it. Seems like a couple people are taking old Commissioner Craig's driver tips, trying them out, and seeing some good results. I guess overall, I don't feel 100%, but this course I'm about to play, one way to look at it is you're asking how the game is. This will be a pretty good judge. Not necessarily about how good anyone's good or for the particular this round. It's not about how good my good is on this course. It's about how bad my bad is. I think is like target golf. You just can't really miss a ton. So some of these shots, although we'll see if I do it. I probably won't hit driver, but on some of them, if I have like 200, say to like a back of a green, maybe like or a 200 pin, but then there's like trouble in the back. Instead of maybe like firing like a 5-iron at it, I may actually for once kind of like maybe hit an 8-iron and then have a wedge to make sure I'm safe, kind of thing. But we'll see. If it goes, it's gonna go one or two ways. I'll actually try to play it strategic if I start off and I 170 ball speed. It's going to go one of two ways. Either I start off scoring halfway decent, and I say, okay, let's just focus on hitting irons well and try to score just doing that. Or I put like 3 in the water on the first hole, and I just don't care. One or two ways. It'll be fun either way, but depending on how I actually want to play it strategy-wise. I did not look. I looked at the settings. I did not look at the leaderboard, though. So I'm going to be very curious after this first hole to see. Oh, that's really chunky. See who the leader is and what the score is. Oh, Kamish 170 ball speed, yeah. I think he's I mean he'll hit 180. If he hasn't even been doing it that long, and he said he didn't work out it. He literally said in the video like I lifted 0 weights. So he has a lot of things. If he wanted, he could probably get up to like thinking like some of the stuff that I do in terms of working out and whatnot that Kamish hasn't even done. If he really wanted to gain some speed, he could do some of that stuff. I want to be surprised. I think 100% he gets to 180. I think if he really wanted to, like you have the long drive guys are up towards what 220-ish, somewhere in there. I bet Kamish could get to 190, maybe 200 ball speed. Like if he actually like trained for it, kind of thing. Risk reward game, choose wisely. Tell me this, Bogeyman. What did you shoot here? Because Bogeyman Bill I would say, is one of the more consistent players that we play with. You just know what you're going to get every time. We all miss, but your miss is much more, I think, predictable. So this may be, I say that because Bogeyman Bill is Mr. Consistent. This may be me versus Bogeyman type of round. And just only do irons. I've got a little distance on Bogeyman, but I think he's got me on accuracy. And he's definitely got me on putting. Probably short game too. Sometimes my wedges are good, sometimes they're not. Probably like everyone, but to get to that speed, it's training and diet. Yeah. I mean, I think there are freaks of natures that don't need to do a ton. There's just some people that need more of it. But yeah, you look at any of the guys that are like you see online that are like swinging it at like 150 miles an hour club speed. Most of those guys, I would say, are pretty tall and pretty jacked. So you don't need to necessarily do that, but it seems like a lot of the guys are that. Even Bryson, like, he went through a crazy transformation, but like he's still like a pretty big dude and pretty jacked, and he was like really big and really jacked for a while by the looks of it. But although the long drive guys look at that, you also have guys on tour that are like super. What's up, FFK? Knucklehead today, huh? Changing it up. There are some guys on tour that are just super long and lanky and look like they've never really lifted in their life kind of thing, and they just also hammer the ball. So you never know. Plus 15, lots of par 4s and 5s. Carry the second shot for my drives. Huh. Well, we'll see. We'll see what Mr. FFK ended up doing.
FlyinFatKid tipped $1.99 through Super Chat. No ads for the boys.
Thanks, FFK. I gotta figure out, did that come through twice again? Like, I can't figure out. I have it playing. I don't think it's picking up on my mic. I appreciate you, FlyinFatKid. I'm gonna turn the ads off. But I noticed when I watch some of the replays back, there's some kind of double audio when that reads out, and I'm not quite sure what it is. Because, like, I need it. I need it on to play, and I also need it on to go through my projector. I don't know. I appreciate the super chat, though, FlyinFatKid. I think FFK is, for better or for worse, I don't know if he wants this title, the #1 supporter of this stupid channel. Oh, appreciate you, FFK. Only one in the water, 15? You only hit one ball in the water, Bogeyman? Love this channel. I appreciate you. Sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes I don't even love it, so I'm sure there's times you guys don't love it either. Got called out by the HUD and Hitmaster. You see that at the very end? I don't know why I do that. On days that I just know, I just spent probably 20 minutes saying how tired and sore I am. I still, for whatever reason, on these longer clubs, like that's a 7-iron, is like as soon as I get past an 8-iron, like 7 through 4, no matter how I feel and how I'm hitting it, I just need to swing hard just because like the long irons just need to go further, which is so dumb. It should be. I know John Daly said it, but he just chokes down everything and swings everything like 9-iron type of thing. So this is what I'm saying. If I'm doing this with 7-iron into the water, it's going to be ugly. Swing smooth. I was watching it back too. I watched the video back a couple times with Craig. I had to watch it a few times to try to figure out where to put those pictures, which are pretty cool. But I think he said at one point the saying he mentioned he was like, what was the saying you said the other day? I think he was talking about that, Flying Fat Kid. Slow is smooth and smooth is faster, whatever that saying is. I always mess it up. Struggle with 3-wood hybrids, thinking I have to kill it. I mean, that's basically the moral of, that's the problem of my entire bag. I kind of just subconsciously, because I want to control it, don't feel like I need to swing as hard with like 8, 9 pitching wedge and approach wedge. But that's probably why those are probably debatably the best clubs in my bag. So, will I ever stop trying to absolutely hammer my mid and long clubs? I don't know. Because it's fun when you do it, but when you don't. So we're looking like, at least for longer irons, we're even really across the bag, we're about half a club short. That was hit better. All right. A couple hybrids. I don't even know. 3-wood off the deck has been no bueno for me for a little while now, so I may not even hit 3-wood. If I hit this even halfway decent, I'll still get about 215-ish out of it. If I hit it good, I can get like 230 something, but toey. That's what we want. I just need to figure out how I can do that like 8 out of 10 times. That's all I need. Didn't try to kill it. Hit it good. Baby draw. That's all I'm looking for. I'm thinking Flying Fat Kid, for the most part, you're right, and that's true. Swinging smoother does work better. However, I do get into stretches where I say, okay, I mean, I've said it before, kind of with speed training and like finding fairways with driver, but you say, okay, let's swing easy, let's swing smooth, and then you kind of ramp down a little bit, and then as you start swinging easier and swinging smoother, sometimes you start trying to steer it, and then you get tired of that, and then you have those rounds where you say, screw it, I've been flaring it all over the place anyways, I'm just going to swing hard. And when you swing hard, you stop thinking about all that stuff, and you let your instincts kind of take over. So I think either way, it's got to be, you can't be thinking about stuff. You got to have a clear mind and kind of, I don't know. Oh, that's terrible. So like even that one, I'm trying to swing smooth and it's just bad. I guess more of the story, what I'm saying or trying to say is I feel like more of my golf that's been better has come from saying I don't really care where it goes. I'm just going to swing hard. But think I'll be fine with driver. Slow, smooth, smooth is fast. Don't swing hard, swing smooth, hit it up, hit up on it. Tempo Town, baby. Fred Couples, I wish. I mean, all right, I'll do my best Tempo Town. I'll probably top it. This is my best Tempo Town 3 hybrid off the deck impression. So that was supposed to be a nice, easy, smooth Tempo Town, and I still hit it like crap. So I think those were just Fred Couples. That's when I think Fred Couples, I do that. I think for me, it needs to be, maybe we'll go with Fred Couples, but try to hit it as hard as you can from like knee height to knee height. That may work for me. I don't hate that. That was kind of Freddie. I'm gonna call that one Freddie DeChambeau. So I try to be like Freddie until right about hip height, knee height, and then I try to swing like Bryson, and then try to finish like Freddie. I chunked it. All right, maybe we don't do any impersonations. All right, we're going to do it on that. That's about as good as I can hit that club, I think. At least in here. Goes further outside, just like the 3-wood for whatever reason. But 236, and that was even toey. That's not a bad 3 hybrid. So that was probably a pretty lengthy warm-up, but let's try it. Someone please remind me too, to when I'm getting close towards finishing this. I don't know if I'm going to just do this. We'll see how I play, but I kind of need to get done this twisted team thing, so I don't let my team down with Denko, Friend Boy, who seems like a really good dude, and Notorious DUG, which I think is Joe's buddy in real life, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, I got to do that at some point. I don't know if I'll fit it in tomorrow with my league too, so maybe after this. Anyways, what I was about to say, someone please remind me to redirect the stream over to McGolfin TV. One of the reasons why I came on early is because they were going live at noon. So assuming they're playing 18, they should be live for like 2 to 3, at least 3 hours. And they're always kind enough to send people over here, so I got to remember to do that. Wow, look at this. Look at T-Jack go. Sky looks really cool. Caution. All water plays as OB. Okay. I mean, it looks wide from here. We'll try that. We'll try to, for once in my life, maybe play this as like a 3-shot hole. So like hit it there. That's going to be a really long shot after. So I may have to go here, lay up to there, and then on. We'll see. This looks really cool. T-Jack, if you're watching this or watching the replay. Ernie does have a pretty swing. Uncle Tony says if you're not hitting 180 ball speed, you better be swinging smooth. You got no business swinging hard. That's what Uncle Tony says? Hang on. All right. So this is what Bogeyman's saying, I guess. On some of these, probably he maybe tried to go for some. I don't know right now if I'm going for this. This looks like a pretty long shot. Yeah, I mean it's 340, and you need to carry 260. So no shot. We're gonna go 139. All right. What does that give us left? If I really wanted to score on some of these courses, this is just how I would play. To me, though, even just now we got 200. At least we don't have to carry that, but I feel like half the fun for me with golfing is just like literally, I enjoy just hitting it hard and seeing it go far. At least for me. Obviously, I know people like FlyinFatKid when I say I like swinging hard and seeing it go far. With your clubs and your swing, you hit everything way further, but simmer. What's the deal with this easy putting? Was it noticeable, FlyinFatKid? If I'm not mistaken, that just means that basically if it's near the cup, it just basically the cup just grabs the ball on a wider radius. All right, what does Maniac put for stimps? 11, white tees, 5 gimme, normal. Maybe a little too much. It is uphill a lot. But it's basically 62 playing 74. Helps grab the ball. Of course, it's hard enough. I need to make it any harder. I'm all for it. I don't know if they changed something lately or I just been putting terrible, but for whatever reason, I just like the past week or two, I'm just sick of putting on the sim. It takes way, it slows everything down. I just like the auto putt just keeps it moving. You're like picking lines, you're lining it up. All right. Not even close, but we have a rather pedestrian par putt. Oh, here we go. Here we go. What was I just saying? How much I like sim putting? Ah, 151. Should have done apologies T-Jack. Should have done a flyover on the first one. Look how cool this course is. This is really cool by T-Jack. I don't know. I think he's done maybe a few others. I gotta check out his other stuff. Into the wind. Just hit a hard 9. $24 playing $29. One over. No lost balls yet. Look at this. This is really cool. This is super cool. I think I lied too. If you just play target golf, it's not my favorite way to play. I don't know if you guys would agree. It's probably a little more entertaining and exciting for you guys to watch when I'm just spraying driver all over the place. But this is really cool. I could definitely see myself maybe doing like the front tees here. For like you tee off, instead of from all the way back here, you tee off somewhere in the middle. Wow, this is all right. So this is crazy too, because it narrows up pretty much right where I'm trying to land this hybrid. So you either you either have to hit driver, that's down 11. All right, we're gonna hit one driver and just see what happens. No, we're not. I don't want to swing hard. Said I wasn't gonna use it. We're laying up. We're gonna hit 6 iron. It's tough. I was saying I wasn't even gonna hit driver. I'm gonna swing easy. Almost broke the rule on the 3rd hole. Didn't hit it very good, but it's safe. $284. Man, you gotta carry 250. Not today. When do I run out of space? This is a 6 iron, 8 iron, and then wedge into a par 4. Oh, no. No, I thought I had plenty of room down there. I hit that 8 iron decent too. Damn. T-Jack. Everything's like a flat lie though, it looks like. Oh, that sucks. So now we got 127 plus another 25. It's like another 8 iron. 6 iron, 8 iron, 8 iron into a par 4. Oh, thinned it. Go. Now sit. Whoa. Anyone watching that? I may or may not have been called the best deep rough player in the world. What was up with that camera angle switching? That was kind of cool. I thought, like, for a second, I think I've seen that when it goes in on the replays. That was kind of crazy. I was like, I thought it was a decent shot, but not like had a chance to go in. Wow. I could do this, I think. It's down 26 yards, so that's going to be way uphill. We'll tee up a 3-wood, I guess. Wow, some of these, from these tees, you like have to hit driver. This is a, I know it's downhill, but 474 yard par 4. I am going to, though, make myself another tee. That stupid broken tee that I was using keeps falling down in the dang mat for whatever reason. All right. I didn't break it quite the right way. It's kind of a tall tee, but oh no, get down that. That would have rolled forever. I missed that by like less than 5 yards. I feel like I almost want to just like putt this. So it's like 180. Try to hit a 7-iron, like 170, I think. Let it roll up there. Oh, or just thin it. 160. It's going to be way short. Get a big bounce. It rolls, but very slowly. Yeah, I just didn't know if it was, if I actually putted it, if it wouldn't be going fast enough for it to actually go down the hill. 15, 8 to the front. Looking for about 10 to 12. Or 14 off the pin. It's a lot of work for a par. A lot of shots for a par. I haven't even looked. 1 under's the leader. Jamie New. JT Walsh shot 1 under. Wonder if JT was hitting driver. Probably. Two, right? Oh, that may need to sit. I hit that really good. Dang it. That was a full approach wedge. And see how I'm saying though, like I got almost 9,000 on that, which is like a good amount of spin for a shot like that. That ball usually goes in the neighborhood of like 112, 113, 114, 115, like 118. If I get up anywhere towards 120, that was like hit pretty good for that club and how I swing it. But oddly, you get a decent amount of spin on shots like that with more speed. And those like just regular wedge shots with a 56 or a 60, you get like 3,000 RPMs less of that. All right, this may be too much. It's downhill. Gets narrow up there, so honestly, I don't think I need to hit 3-wood. I think we just hit hybrid up there. Yeah, a little bit of help if we can with the old bottle cap. Smothered it. That may be wet. That's definitely wet. Dang bottle cap. Try to get it up and off the turf. I just gotta re-hit it. Well, same shot, no bottle cap. I try to do myself a favor and like help myself out by using a tee when I can. And I just still somehow fat thin it, even with it being up and off the mat. There's one bogeyman. There's two. All right, now we unravel. What's up, crushing it? You came in at an interesting point. I was honestly thinking like, oh, we're playing pretty good, 1 over through 5. The leader's only 1 under, and now we're hitting 5 into a par 4 off the tee. One of us. All right, let's not hook this hybrid. We're just going to keep doing it. I mean, at this point. FlyinFatKid, you have the... All right, I'm going to aim over here. Watch me fade this one. What's the maximum, like, concede? Hitting 7. I mean, at this point, I may just take out driver. Just try to drive the green. Well, I did fade it. That actually may be trouble. No! 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 I hit that one good, too. Ah! Oh, boy. Well, at least it's something for you guys to watch. All right. Now, this one, I'm going to aim down the middle, and then I'll probably hook it again. Man, that one was hit good, too. That was 144, 230, 56 RPMs a side spin. Why can't I just do that every time? Uh-oh. All right. Deep rough, we're on dry land. Now we're going to have to do that same shot again. Otherwise, we're on shot 10. Like, there's no chance it gets there. I'd have to keep hitting 3-wood. And we're on a downslope, so it just doesn't get there. Concede is 10. Oh, we're on 10. All right, we'll just try it. No way it gets there, but if that's the case, and at this point, if it's not, who cares about one more stroke? We'll try to hit 3-wood off the deck, but out of the deep rough, I need like an extra 40 yards. So I don't know, but we'll try it. Oh, not on that one. Oh! All right, we're just laying up. 10 plus, bogeyman. We're still going. Two, right? No draw. Man, it's short. Oh, I guess it wasn't that short. See, now this is like, it's going to make me putt for this, and I'm already hitting like 15. And now I'm standing here trying to read these dang putts. I'm telling you guys, auto putt's going to make a big surge in terms of what people play. I get, bogeyman, you like putting, but with all the stuff we have to do week to week, 16. No, I didn't hit it. A 13. You sure? You sure that's not set? Man, I was in what, like 5th place? Now I'm 10 over. All right, at this point, this is kind of what I was saying. Now, unfortunately, we're through 6 holes, and now the score doesn't even matter. Know what I'm going to do? I will play this hole, and then honestly, I'm going to not necessarily rage quit. I am going to quit, but I'm going to do just instead of essentially wasting swings. That was actually hit pretty good. Wasting swings that I don't need to waste. Don't go in the water. All right, we're done. I'm going to go do the twisted. I'm going to do it right now, the twisted team thing, and actually hit driver while I'm still kind of fresh versus do this for another 13 holes or whatever. Cool course, T-Jack. FlyinFatKid. That was both crazy and fun, and then crazy fun and then done is what that was. I'm glad you picked it. I'm glad that is available. I was enjoying it for a little bit there, but my initial suspicion of going into the normal 11 auto putt. Let's go. I saw this and got excited about this too. I think that's going into the category of Sandy Shores, unfortunately. Maybe one time try it while I'm actually hitting driver. Those kind of rounds, or just other league rounds in general, I struggle with a little bit because some of us feel bad not playing people's stuff, and we have so much to play every week. It's like I need to prioritize, and every single week I'm letting like multiple people or like multiple groups down kind of thing by not playing. But like I could have just finished that, but then this one now, if I don't play this one, our team gets DQ'd. So it's like I got to fit this in at some point too, and I'm taking swings into the water with getting 13s on holes. And nothing to do with that course, but I'm just saying like leagues in general. No, you beat me, crushing it. Congrats. I mean, after that, doing that on one hole. Oh, is this the course that, at least it's auto putt. I don't know if my computer loves this course. Maybe it's not this one. Maybe it's the Port Rush one. One of these DPC ones with like the crowds, my computer does not like. Ugh. All right. This should be interesting. First driver swing of the day. Left. I'm trying to steer it. All right. I have a feeling this may get ugly too, so. What's up, GoPre? We're battling. Oh, it's short and right. Probably am not going to do a whole lot of aiming on this one. Probably just going to kind of a little more. Oh, sit. Dang it. A little more laid back, nonchalant. Played your local par 3 yesterday. How'd it go? Rate 5. Almost fell over, but. Oh, I didn't even look at the wind. Oh well. Stay on the green. Take a par. This is why I like auto putt. Like, instead of now having to get the putter out, switch the ball, pick a line, focus, like do the math to get a yard, to get a distance. We're just on to the next one. I probably would have been happy if I two putted that anyways. That would have been one of those super long putts that low likelihood of making. I'm not supposed to be playing this with someone, am I? Hopefully not. There was like two people's names over here. Someone's through 2 and someone's through 4. I don't know if they're playing right now. Had one of my only 2 hole-in-ones on the Sim and Joe's League on this course. Absolute fluke. That's crazy. Congrats. How those tri-fly balls working on the square? I really like them. For the price, there's a lot that, I mean, there's huge differences, right, between the two balls. So I've done a few videos now at this point explaining the differences, and it's not, people get too, in my opinion, black and white, either good or bad, this one or that one, and it's not the case. You're looking at a ball that's what I got for $1 a ball versus $5 a ball. Do I think the TP5 is worth $5? No. And do I think that the MaxFly is a really, really, really good deal for $1 a ball? Yes. But there's good things and bad things. So one thing, 100% they fly straighter. The 20% straighter sounds about right. That's what they advertise on the other ball, and they use the same dimple pattern. They launch a lot higher, and the wedges don't spin. Those are the main things. They're softer, so if you have higher ball speeds, like on days where I'm into like the 160s and I have that extra gear, I'm over compressing it and it kind of feels like I'm hitting like a pancake onto the face. But all those things, just because they're maybe not ideal for me, may be good for you. Like maybe you launch the ball really low and you would love for the ball to launch higher. I don't mind it. Maybe you spin it too much and you want the ball to spin less, kind of thing. I think generally speaking, oh, it's terrible. Just trying to hit up on it from the inside, and it's just down here, I'm letting my hands drop, and then from here, it is just. But in terms of like picking up the spin and all that stuff, they're as good, if not better, in terms of like how the square works with it as the TP5. You watch, if you just even have this on in the background, there will be, I would be willing to bet there will be no shots that I hit that don't have, like that show a zero side spin, meaning that the square is picking up on, I have the club stickers on, but so it would use that to estimate it, but it's picking up the ball. Deep rough 165, so it's gonna be an extra 30 something. I'm gonna hit a 5. 3 pars, 9 bogeys, 4 doubles, and a triple. Didn't play hole 4, jumped ahead of a group. 2 putts longer than 15 feet, 1 for bogey. Sounds like a pretty solid round. Almost hold out 8, just past the hole. 3 dozen of them, signed up for SG2. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Personally, I really like how the ball flies straighter. You need to work. I'm just hitting it terrible like that drive. There's no miracle ball, so that's not going to help. But generally speaking, I love them with irons. Like you generally want your irons to go pretty straight. You want them to launch high and come down pretty soft, depending on or regardless of how far they're going. So I really like them with irons. Wedges, probably not. I like how high they launch, but they don't spin. Driver, I like that it's straighter and helps me. However, they're just a little bit too soft. I mean, I can still use them. I think I'm losing a bit on driver on some. But in terms of spin access and backspin and all that stuff, how it's reading, I would say basically 100%. You can't get too much better. TP5 picks. I don't swing hard enough for those. Yeah, I mean, I've had a couple dozen of both lately over the past like probably 3-4 months because I was cracking so many of the regular TP5s. I switched over to the X's just because they're firmer. So I was thinking maybe I'll crack less of them. And for driver, for speed training and whatnot, a firmer ball in theory will go a little bit further if you can. You get to the point where, like you're saying, you have to swing harder to actually compress it. So there's a trade-off and there's kind of guidelines and guardrails of where you want to be. But so I think this is going to play that stupid 50%. If you guys watch this one, the raw carry versus game carry, watch how this comes out. I'm going to give this another 9 up to 27. Try to land it a few short. So I'm probably looking at about 22, 23, 24 in the air. 23. Like, that one came out 23 and we got 13. So not quite half, but pretty close. It says 76%, but that's on ball speed. I think everyone bases everything on raw carry. I need to do like the second part of that big testing video, but if you're trying to hit shots like that around the green and have them land pretty soft, I would highly recommend adding 50% on those. Call it anywhere within about 30 yards. The higher speed shots, they'll play a little bit less, but those like delicate ones without a lot of ball speed around the greens, definitely 50%. In terms of carry versus game. TP5's been fine. Can't hit the TP5X. 135. Have a new driver, which is the last time I was there. Smash your R11, 250 into the wind. Nice. Have you tried any of these newer ones? Like, I'm sure that R11 probably feels really similar to. I had two of them, but I think we talked about the rocket balls. So I still play with that too. When I go to Florida, I play with that white rocket balls, which I think is only a year apart from your R11. Anyways, I've had two Sim 2s since then, a Stealth 2 Plus, and now this QI10 LS. And because it's TaylorMade, obviously it's a completely different driver. Honestly, I think these feel and sound a lot better. Those ones are kind of harsher sounding now with the titanium. But in terms of like the way those feel when the ball just like shoots off the club face like a rocket, you still get that with all the newer TaylorMade stuff. Kind of better, still probably deep rough. .280 out of the deep rough. Run, baby, run. Left 2. Left 3. Right. Try to hit this about a hundo. The wind's really going to push it. Let's go. Caw. That's what we needed. Get this going now. Now we got 205 probably into the wind. Wow. Well, we're going to aim here, see what the wind does. I'm going to kind of try to hit this relatively straight, if not a little bit of a fade. With that thing being so far left, the wind's going to push it a good amount, but you can't aim into the deep rough on this. Realistically, I should probably even aim right of the flag and just let it end up on the green. Which, I mean, I guess it's auto putt, now that I say that. It's probably a better... We'll go there. Probably a better idea. TGL. It was fun, D-Lud, until I got a 13. What hole was that? 6? I stopped on the 7th. I made the executive decision that I'm pretty sore today and not hitting it great, so I got to conserve my swings. I'm playing tonight with Big Dog too, so made the decision, checked it out, and this is the that twisted special event team whatever, and if I don't play this, then my team gets DQ'd. So I was trying to conserve swings and decided to do this instead. Come on. Come on. And I love auto putt. I think it's more than that. 9-degree R11. I always mix up. R11 was either right before or right after Rocket Balls. And Rocket Balls, the RBZ line, that was 2012. So if your R11 happened to be 2011, then you're talking about 14 years old. Going on 15. Right 3. Right. Oh, I thinned it. Big Dog is not going to be happy with me tonight with driver, unless I figure this out. 305. Left 3. It came with a Rocket Balls head cover. Well, so it either had to have been a year or two before. Otherwise, I know for a fact they went original Rocket Balls, and then they went RBZ Stage 2. Stage 2 was 2013. So the R11 either had to be 2014, which maybe is the case. Then you're right with the 8 or 9. Or I always thought, maybe that's why I mix it up. I always thought R11 was 2011, but maybe it wasn't. If they went R11 in 2014, then that seems like dumb marketing. Toei. Oh, no wind. I didn't even look. More deep rough. Left. It's going to come out left, but the wind's going to strain it, and I'm going to draw it. So we got like 18 out of here, 108. Probably with the lack of spin, hit this 100-ish. Got it from a guy in Idaho in 2019. He said he bought new 2 years before that. No, I don't think. Just look it up. Just look up. I go to Second Swing for that kind of stuff. Just find your driver on Second Swing. You go down towards the middle section. It gives you all the stats, and it tells you the year it came out. I don't think it was the 2017. I'm almost positive of that. 2017, that was when they were doing the M stuff. The original M2 was 2016. And then it was either 17, 18, or 19. They did the second, like the yellow version or the greener version, whatever it was, of the M2, which people said that wasn't as nice. But during that period, they were into like the M2, M7, M5, whatever those things were. Come on. Let's go. Maybe these balls just suit the way I play. Yeah, 2011. I thought so. So yeah, you're looking at, which I mean, 9 years. It's kind of the same thing, but you're looking at close to 15 years. And they say the general rule of thumb, the biggest thing you're leaving out on the table is forgiveness. They say general rule of thumb, if you hit it out of the sweet spot, you give up about a yard per year. So the technology progresses in terms of distance. Like you think like the older clubs, you're not going to get as much, which is true. So you're, in theory, leaving about 15 yards on the table if you absolutely pure it out of the middle, which we don't do. However, like I was saying first, you're giving up for sure all the newer tech in the past 15 years to get the ball to go straighter on mishits. Now, RBZ was still forgiving. At least mine was, but you have to believe over the past 15 years, they at least figured some things out to benefit the club. Burner super fast. My first, I don't really know that much before that. I mean, I've seen the stuff online, but my first driver that was actually mine was a hand-me-down 10.5 degree regular flex Rocket Balls RBZ, the original 2012. So it was pretty much, that's when I started to, this is my 8th year. So whenever that was, that's when I got that hand-me-down club. And that's kind of when I started. Where the heck are all my tees? Those clubs still hold up though. Like, we're talking about all those RBZ clubs. Literally in my bag, what I've been hitting. Obviously, you can tell. I got 2 Stage 2. I also have the original ones, but these are just tour versions, so they're adjustable. This is the Stage 2 RBZ. It's a tour, I think TS is tour spec 3-wood, which is adjustable, and it's 13 degrees. Most 3-woods are 15, and it's adjustable what was it? These sleeves are a little bit different. It was like 1 or 1.5 degrees up and down, maybe 2, possibly 2. And then I have a same thing, Tour 3 hybrid. And usually 3 hybrids are, this one isn't that much different, but 18.5 degrees. Most 3s, or at least TaylorMades, are about 19 degrees, but it's adjustable 1.5 up and down. So even when I was hooking this 3 hybrid, it's 18.5 turned down 1.5 degrees to 17, which opens the face 3 degrees. So I was still hitting those hooks with a hybrid that had a face that was 3 degrees open. Anyways, Big Dog has one of those too. Those clubs still hold up really well. Hybrid, I don't think you're giving up quite as much. Driver's pretty important. Hybrid is more so if you just hit it well, which I sometimes do with that, sometimes don't. Dang it. Run. Now stop. Regular rough. Wind's just going to kill this, or push it way right. Just try to hit just a full approach wedge. Walk the dog. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Walk the dog and howl for a bit. Catch you later. See you, Boogeyman. Thanks for stopping in. You're a dealer. Let's get you something. Changing the lie in most cases? You're saying what, the adjustability or what? Or are you saying it for his? Play my round quick. FlyinFatKid, we stopped Adams hybrids. Yeah. People don't know Adams. I'm sure you do. You say you saw him. Are you the Cracker Jack? Are you the same Waffles guy? Is that you or no? I get these. There's so many new people showing up. I don't know who's who. And some people have different names and they've changed their names. FlyinFatKid, we stopped on, I got a 13, which is a par 4 on number 6. And then I stopped on 7 because I only got so many swings. And this is the twisted, that tournament thing where if I don't play, the team gets DQ'd. So I had to do it. So I quit. I rage quit. I made an executive decision, whatever you would like to label it. I stopped playing. Come on. I just love auto putt. Go in. Oh. Adams, though. People, I'm sure you know the background, but Adams, the guy, he, if I'm not mistaken, there's like some kind of crazy story. It's like he was the person who originally was like the founder of TaylorMade. I think he sold TaylorMade, started Adams, and then TaylorMade started stealing. Like the Speed Pocket was originally Adams stuff. They started taking stuff. They got into a lawsuit. TaylorMade ended up buying Adams again from the same guy, if I'm not mistaken. So a lot of the Adams right before, that was right around that 2012 period with the Speed Pocket. Adams before that are essentially TaylorMade type of clubs for way less because people don't know what Adams are. But it's a story somewhere along those lines, if I'm not mistaken. Started playing golf in 2014 at 30. Surprised how I acquired. Barely spending any money. Yeah, things have gone crazy since then. Honestly, prices up stuff. I buy stuff that are ideally, seems like 1 to 3 years old, maybe even 4 is the sweet spot to where they fall into the market and they want the latest and greatest stuff. And then I've seen it with a couple clubs. The Sim 2 was a good example. I bought my original Sim 2 for like $190 and it was a year old. I ended up cracking the face and I wanted another one, so I bought another one and it was like, you can call it inflation, you can call it a lot of stuff, but it was like, I want to say 210, maybe 220, like 2 or 3 years later. So there's some clubs where the new stuff's coming out, previous year, they roll down the prices, people buy them, and then they end up being clubs that people really like. They kind of get a cult following like the Sim 2, and then the prices actually go up on them, which is kind of nuts. At least from what I've seen. Flea markets and garage sales. Problem is, like, You can do that for regular flex, maybe even stiff flex type of stuff. For most of this stuff, I try to get extra stiff, and I'm glad I have it. You don't really see a ton of extra stiff type stuff. Obviously, they make more of the regular flex. That's just what most people fit in. But RTX 356 or 100. Everything's going up. Titleist driver, stock shaft. 750. What were they? 599, 699 this year? Something along those lines. I mean, to me, that sounds ridiculous. At the same time, from their standpoint, they keep bringing the prices up, and morons keep spending it, and they keep selling. So, I mean, $699. So that's what I'm saying. So, for example, I'll hit this in a second. For example, this QI10 that I got LS, literally it looked like it was like a demo club, like it hadn't been hit. I got an 8-degree QI10 LS, and I, over the past week, went back to my hazard shaft, but I got a Tensai, it's over there somewhere, Tensai AV Blue, 75 gram extra stiff shaft, which is mid-launch and mid-spin. I've gone back to the low-launch, low-spin. Anyways, I paid, what did I get it for? It was like $206 or something like that, like after tax and shipping, somewhere around there, and it was last year's model that was, I think, around that price, which, like, if you just wait a year, you can buy it for a third of the price. Maybe. I'll get right. Right. No. Wow, it was deep, too. Thought I wanted, like, 110. Force use prices up? I mean, I guess. Yes and no. Like, they can put prices whatever they want. I get what you're saying. They can put prices whatever they want, but it's also the supply and demand of it. If people are just saying, I'm not spending $700 on a driver, obviously there's going to be people that do it, but there's going to be a lot of people like, I'm not spending, I would not have bought that QI10 that was a year old if it was $350 used. I'm not buying it. So, no. That's a bad bogey. Right 5. Right 5. That's fine. We'll try to draw it. Finally. And of course, it doesn't draw enough and we're right in the deep rough. Best drive of the day by far. And we're just in jail. Well, 92 out of the deep rough. It's going to launch high. Let's just hit an approach wedge hard and see what happens. I mean, one thing about irons too, it's one thing if you're buying game improvement stuff, if you're a mid to high handicapper and you're trying to like say, oh, these clubs are really going to help me. At a certain point, I'm not even very good, obviously. But even with my clubs, like the 770s and 790s, they barely change them from year to year. So like I could buy the new version of these, but at a certain point, like they're not that different. If these club manufacturers actually end up going to the bulge and roll kind of curved face with the irons like Bryson's doing with a Voda, whatever that is, that would be a worthy upgrade. But until that happens, like I don't really think I'm giving up much. These 770s or 2020s and the 790s, 4, 5, and 6 iron are 2019. Like, Good shot from there. Just a little too much. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. I've said that, which seems, I get why you say hot take. I've said that before, and some people strongly disagree with that. I do think that's the truth, though. At a bare minimum, you would play 770s because it's at least telling you with the forged, smaller sweet spot, smaller face, smaller top line. It's giving you a lot more feedback. So people, I think, get scared about the blades. Yeah, they're not forgiving. Obviously, they're not the most enjoyable round if you're not, or enjoyable club to play if you're not playing a ton. All right, this is just not a driver hole. But I 100% agree. If you're actually like, say, I want to be if you're a 25 handicap and you say, I want to be a single digit handicap or close to it in like a year or two, you would go with the blades. Yeah, you can, they say for confidence, it's more you play better, so you swing better, all that stuff with the game improvement. I don't know. I think if you really wanted to go all in, that's how you would do it. So I agree. Mr. Jacka. All that said, I really like my 770s. And honestly, I really like long irons are just tougher to hit. I honestly really like the 790 and the 4, 5, and 6 iron too. I think it's honestly a perfect blend. Hang on. Freaking, oh, is that a patch of regular rough? Let's go. That's the trusty old 3 hybrid there. RBZ stage 2. 6% into the wind. This is going to be like a whole club difference. Usually this would be, I think, like an 8 iron. I'm going to hit a 7. I don't even know if that's getting there. Got a par on the hardest handicap hole. 6 iron and 2 putt. It's all about those shots that make you want to come back. All right, we got it there. Honestly, I hit that 7. That was hit pretty good. For not trying to like absolutely hammer it, that was hit pretty good. It was just too much. Good miss though. You can't be mad at those when you actually hit it well and it goes a little bit too far. 14 out of the rough. 5. I think we need about 8 to 10. That's probably too much. 10. Okay, now we're good. Thought that was going to be like 15. Yeah, it was colder. Again, like I'm overdressed for how it is right now. But usually the only difference is it probably looks the same for you. When I'm out here in like when I'm out here in like January, it's gonna be this kind of stuff. But I also have like a flannel or a thermal base layer on. So I kind of wear the same stuff out, but I have a thermal long sleeve and then thermal leggings, which adds a lot. Right now I don't have that, so it's just kind of a short sleeve under this. And just sweatpants, but it was, I woke up this morning and it was 36 degrees. So I think the high today was supposed to be about 54, maybe, something like that. Should practice with blades, cabbie back. If you can do that, that's like ideal. If you can go to the range with blades and then you go and play. Obviously, you want to somewhat. They say same thing with balls. You want to practice with the ball that you play with if you can. You want to practice with the clubs you play with. But in terms of like training, for sure, if you get to the point which you just 100% I think will quicker. It'll be tougher at the beginning, but you'll get there quicker. If you got used to hitting the ball pretty good with blades, you would feel like the cavity backs are cheat codes. But you have that period for a little bit, which I went through when I had my Sim 2 irons, which I was hitting like the 7 iron, like 200 in the air, would roll out to like 210, which would be awesome. But then you get too far that way and you say, okay, we actually need to dial it back a little bit here and not have like balls, flyer lie, basically balls on a perfect lie just because they're cast and there's hot spots. Like maybe I don't need to hit a 7 iron 200. Come back. That was way off the toe. Another hot take. Here's another hot take. People are always afraid about these LS heads because that's what all the pros use. I think for a higher handicap, like Whiskey Rich kind of did that, for a higher mid to high handicap that slices the ball like crazy and has like 3 to 5,000 RPMs of backspin on their driver, these low head spinning low spin like kind of tour heads would actually help them. They'd have to do more loft, but even if they went like 10 and a half, if I had someone that was saying I just can't stop slicing the ball, which I got into a period of, I don't really care about fixing it, I just want to hit the ball straight, I would put them in like a QI10 LS, whatever the highest head loft was. Say they make a 10 and a half, I'd put them in an LS head 10 and a half. I would turn it up 2 degrees to a 12 and a half, and honestly I think that would make a night and day difference with their slice. People don't do that, and they're not technically fitted towards that, but that's kind of my hot take. Great feeling. Same in New York. I don't know. I'm kind of between clubs. We're on a downslope. I've been hitting it decent. We'll just hit a full approach wedge again. I think it needs to be about 115. I just don't know if 115 is going to quite be enough. 117, but I yanked it. That was off the toe. Not the place to miss. 15 deep roughs. That's going to be another 3. It's going to have no spin. Up a yard, 18. Call it 19. Probably want to hit this 14 or 15. 16. I was born in the deep rough. God, the fairways on these stupid DPC courses overseas are just... Nope, that's gone. I hit that pretty hard too. Usually that would be like left side of the fairway. This is one of those courses where you could honestly hit the driver really well. Like that was obviously a little overdone, but this is one of those courses you could hit driver really well, and because the fairway is so small with all this deep rough, you just feel like you're hitting it terrible. Although you're actually hitting on any other course would be like a pretty decent drive, just in the rough or something. Another 28, almost 30 out of here. So we're up to like 176. We have the wind. Try a 7 iron. Yard work stuff. See you, GoPro. I want to try to finish this. I gotta do some stuff this afternoon as well, and then I'm playing with Big Dog. Get left. Get left. Get left. Caw. Deep rough, baby. Oh. I even aimed further right on that too. All right, I'm escaping from the deep rough, but I'd rather not be in it every single shot. Another 28 out of here, 168 into the wind. I think it's got to be another 7. Launch right, wind's going to push it. Um, 6 p.m. Steven. 6 p.m. Eastern. What time is it now? 12:47, so about 5 hours from now. I'm shutting it down after this. Oh, hit it like crap. Work out. Work out. I mean, I may have to go buy a lottery ticket. Ugh. I mean, I think it's another 7-iron. I was getting lucky because that 7-iron, it went pretty straight, but it was hit pretty bad. It was pretty thin. And it just happened to be the perfect distance. Chunked it. Go. At least get out of the deep rough. Go. We're on. How that stayed up? I don't know. 16. We've got 5 to the front. That's showing me like that way, which obviously is not the case. Call it about 5 short, so we're looking in the neighborhood of about 11. 11, 12 maybe. 11. Kind of drop kicked it, but 2.1 degrees up on that one, if you saw that. Club angle of attack. That was a 60 degree. 2.1 degrees up because I literally chunked it so bad. I drop kicked. I hit behind it, drop kicked the ball, or the club into the ball rather. And I was actually hitting it. The club was coming up off the mat as I was hitting that. Right 5. Right 5. Right. Right. It's just a banana ball. I'm swinging pretty hard too. Like the ball speed's not even that bad. It's almost 158. The backspin's not bad. It's just so far off the toe, it never has a chance. God, I don't know if we're making par on this. 209 into the wind out of the deep rough. Yikes. We're 9 degrees up, which is going to help. So I'm going to hit hybrid. Hopefully this is a good strike and it goes about 230 raw. Would be great. .210, go. All right. 43. Should probably check the heat map. I'm not going to do it. right? Looking for about, the wind's going to hurt it. .43. It could be close to that number with this 10-mile-an-hour wind. Say about probably 38 maybe. Birdies from the junk. Dude, I've been pulling some of these shots out of my backside, if I'm being honest. All right, 35 to 40. Come on. 29. Big bounce. Bogey. So, like, some people get pissed there at auto putt. That's just not a great wedge shot. So, I don't think a bogey's that bad there. Like, inner circle would have had to been a really good shot for a one putt, for a par. That was not a great shot, and I think bogey there is actually, like, it speeds things up. That probably would have happened anyways. I get you have a chance to at least make the putt, but they set these circles up for a reason. Like, you're probably down in towards, like, the 10% make range from that distance, if you look at, like, pro statistics type of stuff for those shots. All right, that looks like a river, but I don't think it is. 3 holes left. Better. Don't do it to me, wind. Skip over that. Right into the freaking deep rough. That was another good one, too. That's like what I've been trying to do all day. A little spinny, but 160 ball speed, 267. And, of course, it's right into this little sliver of deep rough on a 7.3 degree downslope into the wind. Tempting to just hit like 3-wood or hybrid, but I'm going 6 iron. Give it a little bit of loft out of here. I feel like this 6 iron may actually go further than like if I absolutely hammered a 3-wood. Oh, not if I do that. All right, back to civilization, as Kamish says. Full approach wedge. Hopefully the wind doesn't whack it down too much. Try to hit this in the neighborhood of about 115. Probably my favorite club today. I've hit almost all these full shots with this approach wedge, like just like this. Go in. I've been hitting this club really well today. It has been saving me. A couple of those 7 irons that I got lucky with saving me. That club is for sure saving me. The way I'm striking it, especially off these tees, I think I've hit, 2 actually good drives. And both of them ended up in the deep rough. All the other ones were just bad drives, I think, in the deep rough, and we were just able to escape. I have no business the way I'm hitting pretty much everything else besides my 7 iron and my approach wedge. I have no business being 4 under. But here we are. 203. I think I'm just going to hit, hopefully, a relatively straight 5 iron. It'll run up there. We'll aim here. If it draws, fine. If it fades, fine. Beautiful shot, thanks. So, like, for example, that one, I absolutely love these balls. Whoever was asking about the max flies, I absolutely love these balls for that shot, which is probably part of it. I hit down on it. It feels awesome off the club. It just feels like I absolutely flush it, which I kind of did for that club for me. But 9,000 spin, it's carrying, I keep saying, right around that 115 number. It's a baby draw, almost just dead straight at it. It launches super high, comes down soft, and it's got more than enough spin. I wish, if I could, I would just literally be able to do that on repeat. Even if I'm trying to hit at 115, if I hit at 116.7 like that, I am a happy camper. Question is, how do I do that with the rest of my bag? Thin. It's safe, but that's not very good. $23. Wind's gonna push it. Oh. It's only 11 to the front, but that's pretty far away. Probably in the neighborhood of about 18 yards. It's up 7.2 up, so it's going to launch even higher and come down softer. Man, 18-ish, 19-ish. Probably get away with 20. Not 23. Sit. All right. Last hole. 4 under through 17. 18th hole, par 4, 386. Flying Fat Kid, if you happen to watch this, sorry I didn't finish. I think that's twice in a row now that I've played his league. First time, Foof became a member, and Flying Fat Kid told me to stop and go play that other course. This time, it was, I chose my battles and waved the white flag in terms of TGL Platform Golf. Well, let's see what happens. Probably some more deep rough. Oh, I hit it terrible. Stay in the fairway. Oh, it's super low on the face. To get 154 ball speed and 273 total out of that is honestly really forgiving. That was a very, very poor strike. And looky here. I think we got just about the same number again. It's gusting between 5 and 10. So 7% is going to be another 7. That puts us up to 120. And it's uphill just a touch. So I think 5 short, 115. Full approach wedge. Right? We'll aim just a touch. Come on. One final nice approach wedge here. Oh, I hit it too good. Sit. Dang it. That was the shot too. That was right there. We'll take it. Good little stretch there. 4 through 7. That's not an easy course. I would like to have a few of those back, but those DPC courses overseas, those are tough. 4 under 67. We went 34, 33. And honestly, we probably played that quicker than we would have finished TGL. And I actually feel pretty good about that. And if I played TGL, I probably would have been saying I want to quit golf and not play tonight with Big Dog. Now, after doing that, I got to figure out driver. But that's at least kind of a positive note. 8 pars, 7 birdies, 3 bogeys, 296 longest drive, 284 average, 153, 154. No putting because it was auto putt. 12 putts, 1 sand save, 55 minutes. 10 out of 18 greens regulation. That's kind of the story out of the deep rough. And also the story 3 out of 14 fairways. Driver just no bueno. But I'm glad that all in all, Flying Fat Kid, I'm sure, not super thrilled with me not finishing it. However, and also I'm playing against him in this little tournament thing. That was a pretty good round. I think my team will be happy with that. Not only one that I actually played so they didn't get DQ'd, but also I think that 4 under is a pretty decent score there. I don't know what other people shot, but I'm out of here though. I got to get some stuff done. I'll probably end up working out and being even more sore from when I play with Big Dog. But 1 o'clock now. I will be out here in exactly 4 hours and 59 minutes. So 5 hours, 6 o'clock. I'll be back out here. I appreciate the super chat, Flying Fat Kid. Appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.